What wouldn't if your sister was missing, if it was because of you, wouldn't you want to help?
This person sitting in the interrogation room is Brendt Christensen, a man behind a case that shocked the world. In June 2017, Yingying Zhang, a 26-year-old scholar, disappeared near the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign after getting into a black car and was never seen again. Now detectives are racing for answers, but the question remains, will they uncover the truth, or is it already too late?
We just got a lot of questions to ask. We want to get this resolved so everybody can move on with their lives.
Sorry about that. Brent, our system's running a little bit slow, so I don't know if the storm's coming in, we're getting power outages. Okay. Wow, this changes like I said, you're home. My name is Anthony Manganero. I'm a special agent with the FBI. I'm assigned here in Champaign. And then this is Eric?
Yeah, Detective Eric Stuyvesant.
Detective with University Police, okay. We are investigating the disappearance of Ms. Yingying. Because we are in my offices and it's late at night, I'm going to read you your advice of rights, okay? Again, this is a voluntary interview, so at any time you're done, we'll drive you back home. That's the end of it, but just kind of given that it's late and stuff like that, out of abundance of caution. All right, so before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. So I'm trying to read upside down. You have the right to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time. If you understand these rights, if you have any questions about these rights, ask now, ask anytime. If you do wish to talk, you can sign. I'll sign as a witness, and we'll go from there.
I'm willing to answer questions. It's some questions, obviously, I don't know.
Yeah, if I ask you a question and you're like, hey, I don't want to answer that, but I'll answer other ones.
Yeah.
Again. It is like 7 minutes after. I'm gonna, where's my notepad?
Here's actually.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot to ask you, did you bring your phone with you?
I do.
Now, I'm going to apologize ahead of time because I know that you've already spoken with my colleague, Joel. This chair is...
It's like broken, isn't it?
Yeah, it's broken. It's... Yeah, can you...
Yeah, I think mine's.
Thank you.
We're gonna play musical chairs.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Like, I feel like it was leaning back away from me. All right. So I know that you spoke with my colleague Joel. I've briefly been able to talk to him. We've been kind of running all over the state. So if you can kind of give me a recap of what you told him, I would appreciate it. Our investigation, as I'm sure Joel probably told you, is the disappearance of this woman, this young lady, and the most viable tip that we had referred to a black Saturn Astra. So That's why he came and talked to you the other day. Do you remember what you told him? And I'm not going to hold you to it if there are certain details you forget.
So they came, they were just checking out all of the Saturn Astros in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a pretty rare car, so probably a short list.
Yeah.
He asked where my wife and I were during, I think it was 2 to 3 on Friday. And I mean, I graduated a couple weeks ago, so I'm looking for jobs right now. So,
Okay.
I mean, I was either playing video games on my computer or taking an afternoon nap. So, I was unable to produce an alibi. I looked into certain things to try and see if I could get some kind of info for an alibi. I sent some texts around that time, but none exactly between 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
I let them come in the apartment. They searched for stuff. I let them come in the car. They searched for stuff there. That's pretty much it.
Okay.
10 minutes, 15 minutes, getting my info.
What'd you graduate in?
Master's in Physics.
In physics?
Yes.
Wow, that's way smarter than me.
Thanks.
I'm assuming that's over at the U of I there?
Yes.
Okay. You said your wife was out of town.
Yes.
The guys mentioned something about Wisconsin.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You guys are originally from there, or is
Yes.
that okay? Do you know what days she was in Wisconsin?
Like late Thursday night, early Friday morning until Sunday evening.
She looking for a job, or
No, she has a job here. She's still
Okay.
on the road trip.
the job center?
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, I may have misheard.
Oh, no, she has a job already. She was on vacation.
Oh,
On the road
okay,
trip.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm seeing some old friends up in Wisconsin and stuff.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah. Cool. All right. You mentioned that you thought you possibly sent text messages between, the hours of 2 or 3, so you weren't able to find any.
That's correct.
Do you recall any text messages you sent that day, or like were there?
Oh, yeah,
specific
there were one.
times?
I actually left. Well, they didn't look through the phone. I was showing them texts on my phone.
Okay.
Like, someone sent me a text at like 1:30. I responded at like 3:45 or something
Okay.
like that. So, there are texts around it.
Yeah, but maybe not.
Not
as-
exactly
that
between 2
specific.
and 3, and that's why I think I was probably lying down and sleeping, just because, like, especially now, I'll typically do stuff in the morning, look for jobs, apply to a few, and, like, I lie down to sleep,
Yeah.
wake up, respond. It definitely fits.
Okay. Was that kind of pattern of kind of looking for jobs, kind of having a little relaxation after graduation, was that typical of the entire week prior?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
It's,
Do you remember specifically if you sent any applications out online or if you visited any places
on Friday.
throughout the week?
Throughout the week, I haven't had any in-person interviews. I had a phone interview on Thursday, and
Anything on Friday? Okay. Do you remember if you sent an email or anything on Friday?
I did. I checked. I checked.
Oh, you checked? Okay. Was that on the email account that you...
Yeah, just my.
Joel said he had an email for you, but
Yeah.
I didn't see what it was.
Just my first and last name at gmail.com.
Okay.
So I didn't really send
Yeah.
anything else today. So
Okay. Do you have any questions for me before...
why am I under suspicion? Is it just my car, or is there anything else?
I mean, that's, a large portion. I mean, it is a very unique car. Like I said, our search warrant is just for the car.
Yeah.
So we can,
Yeah.
look into it. We can, of course, see what we find. And Of course, you could also turn around and exonerate you completely. I mean, talking about a very rare car.
Yeah.
So, how long were you at the U of I? Did you undergrad there as well?
No, I did my undergrad at Yingying Medicine,
Okay.
and I came here in 2013.
Okay.
I was initially in a PhD program, but decided I didn't want a PhD, so I just left the master's.
Got it. I like the campus.
It's alright.
Not too bad.
It's alright.
Do you meet your wife there? Or?
No, we actually grew up in the same hometown, didn't really know each other until end of high school. So we both moved to Madison when I went to undergrad.
Cool. Did she study here as well?
No, she did not.
Do you have any questions, Eric?
Yeah, when we were talking about Friday, the day in question on the night, can you remember, you said you played video games all day on Friday?
Yeah,
Is it just between the time period that he's asking about, or just literally all day?
literally all day. At the moment, not really hanging out with too many people or talking to too many people. My wife and the girl I talked to, she was busy. My wife was out of town, so it's like, well, I'm alone today. So, yeah.
You didn't go cruising campus or anything?
I did on Saturday, but I mean, getting a little stir crazy just decided to go for a drive on Saturday. But
Did you go out to eat or anything? Go any places?
no, I didn't go out to eat.
What other vehicles do you guys own?
We
You own
own a 2000 Camaro as well.
That's right. Is that one primarily yours or your wife's?
It's primarily mine.
Really?
So,
Is that the car that she took on the road trip, or how did she go on a road trip?
the other person's car. So it was her and another person. So, I'll typically drive the Camaro. The vast majority of the time when I'm doing errands, I'll take the Saturn because it's,
Yeah, probably
The
better
Camaro
trying to
sucks for
say. Yeah,
errands.
exactly. Groceries
So-
and everything.
yeah, but the Camaro's the first one.
Look, you know that we didn't bring you all the way up here to talk about video games and what you had for lunch that day.
Yeah.
Why do you think that we brought you up here?
Because the car I own was seen picking up a girl that's missing.
So who was driving that car other than you on Friday night? On Friday the 9th. You're driving your car on the 9th, weren't you?
Does anybody else have access to that car?
No one has access to the car.
Okay.
So how many sets of keys do we have that car?
2.
And where were they on the Friday?
One, I would have had one, and my wife would have had one.
And hers were in Wisconsin, right? Yeah. And what do you keep on that keychain? You keep those sets of keys, right? One for the Camaro, or do you have separate sets?
I have one keychain, but sometimes I take the Camaro keys off of it. So,
Now let's talk specifically about Friday. Okay. You went to school for how long at the U of I?
Since 2013.
since 2013.
So you're very familiar with our campus.
Not really. I never really talked to anyone. So,
So you're kind of a loner? And you would have went to Loomis Lab, you said?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my campus.
Okay.
That and the attached buildings.
But specifically on that day, okay, when you originally told the agents that came to your apartment that you just played video games all day long. And you didn't leave the apartment.
Yeah.
But it's fair to say that we know that that's not true, correct?
Why would I lie? I mean,
Maybe there's some misunderstanding why we're here. Because like I said, we're not just looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm sorry, let me take that back. We are looking for a needle in a haystack. But my point is, you're making it sound like we just randomly came across your vehicle of the 1,400 Astros that are in the state of Illinois.
I have.
So what would have happened that day that brings us to you?
Probably that I live in Champaign. I mean, I've never seen one before, an Astro. So.
Detectives are still searching for one answer. Where is Yingying Zhang? And Brendt Christensen is trying his best not to say a single word.
Believe me when I say that the full weight and force of the FBI is going to descend on that vehicle.
Okay.
And all that entails. Okay. Right now, my primary concern and why I've been out till midnight, and these guys have been out till midnight every single night, is we're trying to find this girl. It's raining outside, it's nasty. She's a foreign student who's only been here for a few weeks. I want to find her. I'm asking for help.
I know. I mean,
I've got her getting into your car. I need to know why.
there's.
Brent, I need to know why she's getting into your car, and I need to know where she went.
If we can help her, we need to know now, because we need to move on from this.
It's been like 6 days now.
I don't know what to say. Sorry.
And you've been at the U of I for how long?
3 years.
And that you know what we do. I work in the Detectives Bureau at the U of I, and you know what we have access to. Cameras. Do you think that we're not going to track a vehicle all over campus? We control kiosks at bus stops. We can look in buses. We can look in every building out on the streets. And you're telling me that I didn't see you driving your car on Goodwin. That I didn't see you driving down Wright Street and turning on right in front of parking where everybody pays their tickets and driving down University to Goodwin and heading south. And then you see her standing on that corner in that shade tree, didn't you? That's where you first saw her. And then you turned on Clark. And we still have cameras.
I've seen the videos. I didn't see me.
You've seen what we've allowed you to see.
Can I see the stuff that you're talking about?
Do you think that we brought you up here to show you video? We want to understand why you did it.
Yeah.
We want to understand why you stopped her to pick her up. Was it to give her a ride? Are you afraid to tell us that you gave her a ride? Maybe you wanted to make a couple bucks as an Uber driver, and she told you I had to go sign a lease at One North, and you're like, oh, I know where that's at. I'll drop you off. If you're afraid to tell us that you gave her a ride someplace, we can work with you there. But I know that you picked her up. I know you did. I saw you in your shirt, arms fully extended. Where did you drop her off at? She was looking for a ride. She had missed her bus. She told you she was going to One North, so where did you drop her off at?
The CCTV made it clear that Brendt Christensen lured and kidnapped Yingying Zhang. But the question is, will detectives be able to find her even after this crucial evidence?
Maybe you're my case next time.
Okay.
Thank you. I was around on Saturday. I did pick a girl up. I don't remember where.
Okay.
I saw her picture. I don't think it was her though.
Do you remember the girl's name that you picked up?
No, she was talking very broken English.
Okay. Tell us about what happened. What time of day was that?
Early afternoon. I don't really remember.
Okay.
I was just driving around. I saw a girl, and she was very distressed.
Okay.
So I stopped my car and looked at her.
Okay.
Asked her if she needed help. I talked to her for a little bit. Not much. I gave her a short ride, a couple of blocks.
Okay.
She freaked out and got out.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Was this when you got on the north side of the railroad tracks on Goodwin? When you went across University and you drove on north? Did you let her out by the hospital or by the railroad tracks? Or where did you let her out at?
I don't really remember specifics.
Was it close to where you picked her up?
Yeah, it was relatively close. It was in a residential area.
Okay.
So I've never really been over there before. I have no reason to.
Okay.
I mean,
When you say she freaked out, what did she do? Did she start throwing things at you? Did she scratch you? It looks like you have a scratch on your right bicep there. Is that from?
I scratched myself in my sleep. That's from me.
Okay.
So
she just freaked out. So she's sitting in the front passenger seat of your vehicle? Okay. Has anybody else sat in that front passenger seat since she got out of the car?
probably. Not with me, but with my wife probably. I mean,
So other than your wife,
I don't
who
know.
else sat in the front passenger seat with you that you know?
maybe a guy she's hanging out with.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't think it was her.
And if it's
Sorry.
her, not again.
Okay.
I want to find this girl because I know she's alone and scared out there, and we
Yeah.
didn't have any contact with her. So you said you picked her up.
Yeah.
You went a couple blocks away to a residential area. You remember if you went north?
I went north for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I know I heard directions.
Yeah. Okay. So you went
So
north.
that was relatively close to Loomis. So
All right. To where?
it was relatively close to Loomis and some of
Loomis?
the other that area.
Where you dropped her off or where you picked her up?
Where I picked her up. So I'm serious when I say I'm pretty antisocial. I pretty much just go to Loomis area, that parking lot there, and then go home.
Okay.
But I knew my general area,
Mhm.
and I don't remember exactly where I was.
Okay. Where did you drop her off at?
There's a residential area, I guess a little north of Loomis.
The same street you picked her up from, right?
Yeah, north of that place.
That would be Goodwin Avenue that you were on.
Okay. So
And you're facing north when she gets in the
showed
car.
me her phone and was like, broken English. She said, "I'm going here."
So she was showing your phone like a maps program.
Yeah. And I saw it was north, so I started driving north. She said something like, "Turn left after a couple blocks." Maybe she said something else, because that's really when she started freaking out. And so when I got out of the car, get out, try to pull in the door, it's locked up. The car unlocks. I unlocked, she got out. That was it.
Where were the streets at? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember what she was wearing?
No, I don't. She had a backpack, jeans.
Did she have anything on her head? Was she wearing sunglasses? Did she have tennis shoes on or flip-flops?
I didn't notice flip-flops or high heels or anything, so it's probably normal shoes.
What was her ethnicity? You said she had trouble speaking English. What was
She
her?
was Asian.
She was
She
Asian.
was Asian.
Okay. What do you think? How old do you think she was? Do you think she was a grad student, undergrad? Was she
My
somebody?
guess was about 20.
Okay.
My guess was about 20. Her hair length ish here. I have trouble telling Asian people apart from one another. Sorry.
Well, you would remember
No,
this
that's-
very specific though, because when you pulled up to her, you rolled your window down, and she leaned into your car, so you were looking right at her face. And what does she have on her face? What does she have on her head? You were looking right at her. You don't remember?
No, I mean, even so, I taught many, many semesters here, and a lot of the students are Asian.
Was she wearing glasses? Did she have a ball cap on?
She might have been wearing glasses, I don't remember that. So,
What did she tell you whenever you rolled down the window and you were chatting with her? You said she looked distressed.
that's when I stopped.
Do you remember specifically what
Yeah,
she said to you?
I asked her if something was wrong.
Mm-hmm. What'd she say to that?
She said, I'm late, I need to get somewhere or something like this. I was not exactly out of it, but just kind of like, oh, I'm going to help this random person, so I'm going to help the person.
So she said she was running late for something?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you're right, because again, I was just driving around.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Did she say where she was trying to get to? You mentioned the
she
the phone with the mask.
said she had a meeting with her professor. So, it's like, all right. I don't remember us talking for that long. Like, there really wasn't much said. She, like, when I told her my name, she didn't really hear it, so I had to say it again
Mm-hmm.
a few times. Her English was really bad. Maybe I wasn't speaking properly either. Yeah, I mean, we really didn't talk about much. There really wasn't much said. She looked freaked out. So after a ride,
So how long do you think that she was in your car for?
less than 5 minutes. Not long
Less
at
than
all.
5 minutes.
Not long at all. There's just a few blocks, and I apparently took a wrong turn compared to what she said, and that was enough to spook her. I don't know.
So when you crossed the railroad tracks, did you turn to the left or to the right?
I don't remember railroad tracks. So those are a little further up, I think, aren't they? I don't know. Again, I don't know the area that well. Those are before the hospital, pretty close. I don't know if I was that far up. So, I mean, I have no reason to go up that way because it's.
So if you would have turned left there after university, you would have driven right by the hospital. You would have been south of the tracks, and you the very next thing you see, you're behind the hotel, right? You see the hospital.
I see. Yeah,
You said you went to a residential neighborhood
Yeah,
when you turned. When she said turn left.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I know the area very well.
I don't think I drove past the hospital, so I don't remember train tracks. But I mean, it's easy to forget.
So where? So you said you kicked her out of the car in a residential neighborhood.
She got out of the car. I
Oh,
think
she got out of the car.
she wanted to get out. Like that's why I let her out.
Oh, because she was freaking out.
Yeah.
And she was
Right,
saying things
because-
you didn't understand.
Because you,
Uh,
she thought you took a wrong turn.
Yeah, and something was up, I don't know, something like that. So, yeah. And she tried to open the door, but again, it was locked. Just my car auto locks. Obviously wanted to get out. I'm not going to keep someone that barely owned my car who just wanted to be in there. I don't know the girl. So they're up. That was the last I saw her.
Really? Okay.
All
I
right.
mean, I would have told her earlier, but I mean, I thought it was Saturday. I just... Can I move this around a little? Thank you. Okay.
Guess let's start where you think you picked her up at.
That's a good question.
Oh, Loomis Lab is.
So Goodwin is there. Green, Springfield. So Loomis is right here.
Mhm.
I remember driving around here. It was north of Springfield, so I guess I was kind of in this area, maybe. Yeah, like over here. I remember being by the quad.
Do you remember driving by Wright Street, where the little Circle K is, and the big Beckman Institute as a landmark on our university?
I don't think I drove past Beckman. That doesn't ring a bell. I've been to Beckman a couple times. I don't know what it looks like from the other side, but I have had to go there a few times. I guess
There's a Circle K right over here.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember coming up Wright Street, driving across University, coming down Goodwin. You see her standing there underneath that shade tree at the bus stop. You take that quick left, and you run a box around her. Now you come back up North Goodwin and you pull up right next to her. You talk to her for less than a minute, and she gets in your car.
She was on my passenger side, so I would go this way.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I was driving around a decent amount beforehand. I don't remember exactly where I did beforehand.
Yeah, you were definitely driving all over campus, and you were by yourself, and you weren't playing video games all day. So why would you tell us that? Why would you tell the FBI that comes to your house that you were
Saturday. I don't. Yeah, next up the days. I mean, I thought I was doing it Saturday.
So what did you think that those two agents were at your house talking to you about when they came over?
Friday. That's why. I mean,
Friday is a day, or Friday, or they're there to ask you if you picked up an Asian female and gave her a ride.
about Friday. I mean, they were asking me about Friday between 2 and 3. So I told them. I mean, maybe I got my days mixed up. You know, I said a little bit ago. I thought I was doing this Saturday.
But you didn't bother to tell them, oh, I didn't. I played video games all day Friday, detective, but I actually did pick up a female on Saturday. You didn't feel the need to give them that information? And it might be important?
I mean,
All right, so you go northbound through University. Where do you go next? Do you remember?
I turned left, so it looks like I did go past University. This must be the residential area I was talking about then. So I must have went past University. Yeah, for sure. So I drove a little more than that. So I must have turned left somewhere up here into this area. And that's where I would have dropped her off. For sure.
So you were showing the area of Hill Street and what was it, Beaslin?
I don't know exactly where in here I was, but I mean, just looking at this, yeah, I mean, if this is Goodwin, Springfield's right here, I was in this area here. I'm assuming this is a residential area.
Do you remember seeing a grade school off to your right? Did you get that far north where you would have saw Martin Luther King Junior High or elementary school right there?
I don't know.
Where'd you go after?
Home.
Straight home?
Yeah, that was enough for me that day.
Okay. Where did you see her walking out?
She's really just standing there looking at her phone. I mean, I left.
So you can see her walk in any direction.
I don't think so. No.
I'm going to ask a personal question. Don't take it the wrong way. You mentioned your wife went on vacation with another friend. You mentioned that there's another guy she hangs out with. You mentioned there's another girl you hang out with. Do you guys have a
We're in a
fairly open relationship? Okay.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. She has a boyfriend as well.
Okay.
Some kind of strain between us as well, in an unrelated way. It's not just an open relationship; it's just a strain. So
Every marriage goes through some rough patches.
yeah,
I mean, how long's that been going on, that strain?
Brendt Christensen is playing smart, manipulative. But will this go on forever? Or will detectives finally catch his lies?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tell her that I did this because I was scared that, I'm great now, this is happening. I didn't tell her.
Did she go to Wisconsin with a boy or another girlfriend?
Guy.
How'd that make you feel when she went away for the weekend, this long weekend with that guy?
Lonely.
Yeah. And it's okay. Those are normal human feelings.
Yeah.
Did you feel hurt?
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's been since that for a while.
But still, she's your wife, and it's tough. You know, even if you're in an open relationship like that, where it's tough to see somebody you care about that you love to go someplace else with somebody else and not include you.
Yeah.
And I get that, man. Is that why you were driving around campus all day, pretty much all day long on Friday? Because you missed her?
Trying to clear my head. Yeah, more or less.
That's understandable.
Not stir crazy. I was lonely. And that was Saturday. So,
Did you talk to any other girls that day?
no.
Did you talk to any other girls on Saturday? Or did you stay home Saturday?
No. Once again, days mixed up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to
When
trip
I
you up
was-
on the days.
When I was driving, I'll put it in a clear way then. When I was driving around, she was the only person I talked to.
Okay, fair enough. Do you remember what time you started driving around campus that day? Was it early in the morning? Was it mid-afternoon?
Right. After I ate lunch, but it was an early lunch.
Where'd you eat lunch at? Did you eat in Savoy?
No, at home.
No. Were you down in Research Park at all before you saw her that day?
On Research Park.
Down
How
by the I Hotel?
far down? I don't remember exactly where I drove. I wasn't just on campus, but
Do you remember driving by the Assembly Hall or State Farm Center?
no, I don't remember that. I don't actually know if it was.
Oh, that's where they play basketball. The big basketball arena. Looks like a giant mushroom on the south quad.
I drove past the cemetery around there.
Yeah.
So again, like I really don't know campus. It sounds kind of sad because I've been here for 3.5 years now. Like I said.
the big cemetery by the football field.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was and you were so that's Kirby Avenue.
Yes.
Okay.
I was on Kirby.
And you're heading east towards Urbana, and Kirby.
I
You would have had the baseball fields off to your right, the cemetery off to your left. So you would have had softball field, baseball field off to your right. And then right when you got to Lincoln Avenue, there's soccer fields off to your right.
I don't remember
Lacrosse
specifics
fields.
on directions, but I was down by the cemetery. I don't remember that.
Okay, fair enough.
So,
That's a key landmark.
Yeah.
But you don't remember where you went after you drove past the cemetery?
it was completely random where I was driving. I didn't have any kind of
Do you remember driving off campus into Urbana, into a residential neighborhood in Urbana?
in Urbana. If I did, it wasn't that far.
Were you in Orchard Downs,
Orchard Downs.
where all of our married student housing is? There's a large Asian community that lives out there. You driving around Orchard
I
Downs?
did go to Orchard Downs for a little bit, but there was construction, so I turned back. I know I went to Orchard Downs because a friend of mine has an apartment there.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Who's your friend?
Her name is Rita. She was a co-worker, research partner of mine
Okay.
when I went here. Didn't see her, obviously, nothing like that. I was like,
So you came down all the way through.
I turned into there, but again, there was construction, so I just left immediately because I was like, this is boring.
turned around and you could get
Yeah.
all the way through.
I drive like this occasionally. It's just to clear my head. I like exploring, I guess you could say.
Mhm.
One of those things like I drive down Springfield every single day at work.
Mhm.
There are 2 streets right next to it. Literally never seen them. It's like, I don't know what those are.
So take those instead.
So I do it occasionally. And Saturday was the day where I did a lot of videos. Or Friday, whatever.
Yeah, no, again, not trying to fault you or
Yeah.
trip you up over the days. I know sometimes days can be a blur. So you were cruising around campus a bit, trying to clear your head.
Yeah.
Your wife was up in Wisconsin with her boyfriend. While you were cruising around, you saw Miss Yingying. She appeared very distressed. Is that correct?
If it was her, yeah. I mean, again, I don't. If I recognized her, I would have told the agents that came on Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was, that it was her.
Okay.
Like, because I knew she was missing. I picked up an Asian girl. I thought she was about 20. So,
And from there, you went north on University. She was trying to point out directions in her phone.
yeah.
You turned left into the neighborhood. She started panicking.
And got up. And that's all that happened. And then I went home.
When she said she was distressed, or you said that she looked distressed, what did she say to you when you rolled your window down and talked to her?
She said she was late for something.
Other than that, did she tell you what it was?
She
Or
said
where it
she
was
had a
at?
meeting with her professor.
Did she tell you where it was at?
Yeah, but I didn't understand her.
Okay.
So,
did she offer to pull up the address in her phone and show it to you?
I think she did that in my car. I don't remember her giving her phone outside of the car.
And what did her phone look like? Was it black? Was it red?
Do you remember what kind it was? Like Android or iOS?
Wasn't my type of phone, I can tell you that much.
What kind do you have?
I have a Samsung Moto G, so an Android.
Do you remember the color of the case? Because she showed you the map where she wanted you to take her.
The front of it must have been white.
Okay, fair enough.
Hand like this,
Yeah.
I can see the back.
Do you remember did you recognize the map program?
It must have been Google Maps, and I
Okay.
think that's what everyone uses. So,
I know that there's a couple out there.
it looked like the one you showed me. So,
Okay.
it didn't look anything weird to me. So,
Again, my my theory is that she didn't get out of the car. I'm just being open with you. My theory is she was in there a little bit longer. I'd like you to be more forthcoming with me because, again, I need to find where she is. Got her family flying over here from China. It's been 6 days. It's raining outside. I need to find her.
We have 600 Chinese students that have volunteered to look for her. What I can tell you is that we will find her. Now, when we find her is up to you. Because you know, and we know, that she didn't just get out of your car. So we need to know where she is now, so that we can move forward from this. But if you maintain that she just got out of the car and walked away, it's very difficult for us to move forward.
Were you hoping for just kind of like a quick tryst with her, or see if trying to pick her up?
I mean, that would have been nice, but
Do you have, I'm going to ask you a weird question, and a lot of us have fetishes. How would you describe your relationship with your wife? Are you guys into certain things? Do you like porn? Do you like...
we're pretty vanilla together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have some stuff in our apartment.
I mean, do you have like certain types of people that you have fantasies about that you might want to hook up with? You know,
Not particularly, no.
Well, I'm just about to take.
okay. I mean, have you ever like, you do realize like everything you tell us, we fact check regardless of what you tell us. So,
Yeah.
like stuff like YouTube videos that you've seen
Okay.
regarding Asian women. Do you like videos of Asian women? Like Korean women?
Like K-pop songs and stuff. I mean,
Maybe.
I like all types of women.
Okay.
That's the truth. So I don't have an Asian fetish.
But something drew your eye to her because you were cruising all over, and if she was truly distressed, I mean, there was an e-phone right behind her. She could have pushed that button and got help. And she didn't ask you for help per se. She asked. She needed to get to. She was late for something.
Yeah.
And that's so you offered to give her a ride.
Mhm.
Now, I've been doing this. I'm 45 years old. I've been policing basically since I was 21 years old. Young Marine, living out in Quantico, Virginia. I've had a gun on my belt for basically most of my adult life. Okay. And I get that sometimes people lie to me. I don't get upset over that. I don't take it personal. You know, a lot of times people, they tell me truths, and then, or they basically, a little bit of truth here, a little bit of truth there, but just to try to stay the course, to make me believe that they're telling me they're being entirely truthful. But you and I know that here and now, what we're talking about, you're not being entirely truthful with us. And at this point, we're trying to help you. We're trying to help her. We're trying to help her family. I don't think that you're a bad person. Something happened though, and something got out of control. And we need to know where she's at. Because the longer she's missing, we're going to find the answers to all these questions, whether we do it now or we have to do it 2 weeks from now. But we're going to put this behind us, and everybody's going to move forward. And this is a time for you to be entirely honest with us. Her family is coming to China to look for their daughter. So, do you have any sisters?
Yeah.
What wouldn't if your sister was missing, even if it was because of you, wouldn't you want to help for the closure for that family, for your loved ones?
She never in my car. She never in my car. So,
You have to know you're a smart man. You have a PhD, right? Master's. Oh, you still got out of the PhD. You're still a smart man, is my point. So you have to understand how technology works. How do you think I knew that she Googled the address to 1 North? How do you think I knew that? 1 minute after getting in your car. How do you think I knew that? We know that she didn't get out of your car. You need to be honest with us. Help us put this to rest. Help us bring her back to her family. You can do that. You can do that. You can do it right now.
I understand if you've had dark thoughts. I understand if you've been depressed. I understand if you've been drinking too much at times. I understand if you've had sadistic thoughts, wondered what it would be like to commit an act of violence. know that temptation is out there. I need to find her. I know she got in your car. You went with her. You've been depressed. Your wife just left to go on a vacation with another man. You see her, she gets in. She's vulnerable. Let me find her.
I think I've told you.
Okay, so did she get back in your car then?
No.
Did you get out of the car and follow her?
No. I didn't get on my car.
Why not? Was it because of the kind of neighborhood you were in?
I don't know anything about that neighborhood. So.
Did she run away from you? Did she stand there?
No, she stood there, looked at her phone, and I drove away. So I don't remember her going any direction. So that's what it is.
Yeah, are you sure that you let her out of the car in the neighborhood? Are you sure you didn't let her out more towards the heart of Champaign, maybe close to the railroad tracks? Are you sure you didn't drive her further west into Champaign? It wasn't when you first took that left after Goodwin.
I don't remember how far it was. I thought it was shortly after. I don't remember like crazy specifics like that. I don't know.
You would remember this drive.
Not specifics like that. Like how far are you talking? Like a mile or two? No, not that far. I don't think so.
So you're telling me that when we find her, we're going to find her phone, is what you're telling me. Is that what you're telling me? Because when she got out of her car, or your car, she had her phone in her hand?
I have no idea. She had her phone. Yeah. I don't know I don't know the answer to that question. So.
Well, certain questions we ask you, we know the answers to. We're seeing if you're being truthful with us.
Okay.
You know, if I ask you a question I know the answer to, and you give me a different answer, I know you're not being truthful with me. You know, this is part of the reason why we keep asking you. Help us find her. I appreciate you being honest with her getting into the car. It tells me that you're telling the truth because I knew the answer to that.
So.
I want to bring her back to her family.
Okay.
Okay. What happened in that car? I know she was looking for directions. Things went sideways. Tell me what happened.
That's what happened.
Were you attracted to her at all?
Reasonable amount.
I mean, she's a good-looking girl. Did the thought cross your mind?
Yeah, the thought crossed my mind, but that probably happened with anyone.
I mean, maybe she's into that. Is my point. And I'm not judging you if she got in your car and she wanted to go to another location. You guys have some fun, roll around, have consensual sex. Something happens. You panic. Is that a possibility? You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you're telling me you never had sex with her?
I never had sex with her.
Never penetrated her with your fingers? Any parts of her body? With
No.
your penis?
No.
With your fingers?
No.
Never had sex. Did you kiss her?
No.
Okay. Are you afraid to tell me if you did? Because it seems like you're trying to think instead of just answering the question. You're trying to think about 3 steps forward,
Well,
like where I'm going with it. And I think I've demonstrated enough. I've shared enough with you that you know that I know that you didn't drop her off in that neighborhood. You know that we can follow her phone.
In the end, detectives exposed the truth, and Brendt Christensen was convicted and sentenced to life in prison without parole for the murder of Yingying Zhang. But despite the conviction, her body was never found, leaving her family and the world still searching for closure.